watching The Self-Made Men on YouTube. Until recently, I never thought of myself as having a story. I never had to come out to anyone as straight or cisgender. I grew up in a very liberal household. When I was about 6 years old, I learned what it meant to be gay. My parents told me it was when a boy and a boy, or a girl and a girl, loved each other, and that it was okay if I was like that too. There were very few LGBT kids in my high school. Inside of my social circles, no one cared or felt any differently toward them. I was involved in the music and drama aspects of high school, and it just wasn't a big deal to anyone. I started attending Nazareth College in Rochester, New York as a math major with a minor in business administration. I met my stereotypical sassy gay friend my first semester at college. He and I attended the Gay Straight Alliance on campus, on and off for a little while. I wasn't very close to anyone else in the group, so when he stopped going, so did I. My sophomore year, my roommate and I went to the first meeting of the year to try and start being active in the community and get to know some more people. A girl from the group that day introduced this person that looked visibly female as Jason, and my friend and I were so confused. Later, through the grapevine of a small private school, I found out that he was transgender and was at the beginning of his transition. This was the first time I had really heard or been exposed to the T in the LGBT spectrum, but like the other letters, it wasn't really a big deal, or anything I felt one way or another about. It wasn't until that summer that I officially met Jason at a nightclub in Rochester. I was there with a group of friends from school, and I saw him from across the room. We made eye contact a few times before I decided to wave to him. Kind of went something like this. It's better when he reenacts it. He came over to talk to us later that night, and my roommate instantly fell in love with him. He was all she talked about for days. It was because of her that him and I started to hang out. The first time we went over to his house, he told us his life story within the first 10 minutes of being there. He was very open and informative about his situation, telling us his story and showing us his before and after pictures. I couldn't believe that the pictures were even him because he passed so well as male, and it was amazing to see how normal he actually was. Knowing very little of the trans community, I had a lot of questions for him that I'll admit were a little ignorant. Like, do you have a penis? What's going on in your pants? How do you have sex? I even asked him if it would count if him and I had sex. That last one finally hit a nerve with Jason, and it made me realize I was asking him questions I would never ask a cisgender person. That just because he was so open didn't mean that he didn't deserve the same respects. It was this moment that made the trans community, rights, and cause something I became passionate about. When Jason met my parents, they knew he was trans, but not that him and I had been talking. They immediately took to him, and his being trans was something that just wasn't a big deal at all. Later, when I told him that we were dating, my mom said it would be interesting since he was older than me, lived far away, and wasn't completely a he. As time went on, they got to know and like Jason more and more, and my dad even came to one of the Self-Made Men's panels at my college to learn more about it. My parents are now supportive of not only our relationship, but the T in LGBT. Now, I'm the accountant and bookkeeper for the Self-Made Men using my math and business education. I do what I can to help out with the SOFA program on the website, which stands for Significant Others, Family, Friends, and Allies, and I bring a cisgender perspective to panels and lectures wherever the boys go. I find that I have valuable experience, and I do, in fact, have a story to tell. For those of you out there with similar experiences in need of support, my email and contact information can be found on my staff page. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Alexa, and you're watching The Self-Made Men on YouTube. Don't put that.